Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we're going to answer all of the activities included in chapter 4, which is entitled the network access. So without further ado, let's start. So as you can see, we are now here in the first activity included in chapter 4, 4.1.3.5 activity, and the activity is entitled the physical layer terminology. So in the instructions, it is said that descriptions of the physical layer are provided in the table. Drag each physical layer term to its description. So as you can see, we have 5 physical layer and 5 physical layer descriptions. So all we need to do is drag each physical layer term to its description. So let's start. So the number 1 physical layer description is media that uses patterns of microwaves to represent bits is, I think it is the wireless. And wireless is also the use of radio waves to send or receive electronic signals, for you to know. And the second one is the capacity of a medium to carry data. I think it is the bandwidth. There we go. And bandwidth is also a range within a band of frequencies or wavelengths. Third one, media that uses patterns of light to represent bits. I think it is the fiber optic. And fiber optic is flexible, transparent wavelength fiber made by drawing glass or also a plastic. The next one is a measure of the transfer of bits across the media. I think it is the throughput. And for you to know, throughput is a rate of successful message delivery over a communication channel. And the last one is media that uses electrical pulses to represent bits. Bits is the copper. And to give you a trivia, copper has been used in electrical wiring since the invention of electromagnet and telegraph in the 1820s. And I think we're done in activity 1 in chapter 4, so let's check our answer first. So just click the check button here. So it stated that you have successfully matched each physical layer term to its description, and all of my answers are correct. So let's proceed to the next activity. So as you can see, we are now here in the second activity in chapter 4, the activity 4.2.1.7, activity entitled the copper media characteristics. And in the instructions, UTPs, STP, and coaxial copper media characteristics are provided in the table. Click the appropriate field to match the characteristics to the media type. So as you can see, we have 4 characteristics provided in the table, and the UTP, STP, coaxial are the appropriate field to match the characteristic to the media type. So to define first, UTP, or what we call the unshielded twisted pair, or the most common networking media, and the STP, which is shielded twisted pair, or provides better noise protection than UTP, and the coaxial, or coax for short, or what we call, there are 2 conductors that share in the same axis. So let's start. Number 1, one, attaches antennas to wireless devices can be bundled with fiber optic cabling for two-way data transmissions. I think it is belongs in coaxial. And the next one is counters EMI and RFI by using shielding techniques and special connectors. So, by the word shielding, I think it is belongs in STP or the shielded twisted pair. And the third one is most common network media. So, as what I've said ago, UTP is the most common networking media. So, number 3 is belongs in UTP or the unshielded twisted pair. And the last one is terminates with BNC, N-type, and F-type connectors. I think it is belongs in coaxial. So we're done, and now we're going to check our answers. So click the check button. So it stated that you have successfully matched each copper media characteristics to its media type, and as you can see, all of my answers are all correct. So let's proceed to the third activity included in chapter 4. So as you can see, we are now here in the third activity included in chapter 4 under the UTP cable, and the activity number 4.2.2.6. And in the instructions, it is said that correctly align the wire colors to build a TIA EIA 568A cable pine out. Drag each wire color to its correct placement on the RJ45 image in the graphic. So as you can see, we have 8 colors here, and or 8 wire colors. And to build a 568A cable pine out, we're going to drag each wire color to its correct placement. So let's start. So the first one is, I think the first wire color is the stripe of yellow green, and the whole color of yellow green. And the third one is the stripe colors of color orange, and the whole oops and no and the next one I think is the whole color of blue, to be followed by the stripes color of blue, and the pure color of color orange, and this wire color, and this one. So let me check it first. So I think we're done, and so let's check this first before we proceed to the figure 2 or the T568B pine out. So just click the check button. So as you can see, it stated that correct, you have successfully chosen the correct T568A cable pine out. So as you can see, all of my answers are all correct. So let's proceed to the figures 2, which is the T568B pine out, or this is the bottom view of an RJ45 connector. So same instructions and same colors, but different pine out, because this is the T568B pine out. So let's start. So I think the first one is the color of stripes of orange, and the next one is the pure color orange, to be followed by the stripe colors of yellow green, and the pure color of color blue, to be followed by its stripe color and the green color, and the last one is this one. There we go. So this is my output in T568B pine out. So let's check this one also. Just click the check button. So it stated also that correct, You have successfully chosen the correct T568B cable pineout. So we're done in the third activity included in chapter 4, and let's proceed to the next one. So as you can see, we are now here in the fourth activity included in chapter 4, the activity under the fiber optic cable, and the activity entitled Fiber Optics Terminology, activity 4.2.3.7. And the instructions said that descriptions of fiber optic media are provided in the table. Click the appropriate field to match the description to the fiber optic cable type. So we have 6 description of fiber optic media, and we're going to click the appropriate field to match the description to the fiber optic cable type. So let's start. Number 1. Can help data travel approximately 1.24 miles or 2 kilometer per or 200 meter. I think uh, before we click the appropriate field, let me define first what is multi-mode. Multi-mode is consists of a larger core and uses LED emitters to send light pulses, and the single mode is consists of small core and uses expensive laser technology to send a single ray of light. So multi-mode is a larger and the single mode is the small core. And the number 1 is, I think it is belongs in multi-mode. And number 2, uses light emitting diodes LEDs as data light source transmitter is also multi-mode, and uses lasers in a single stream as data light source transmitter, so it is in single mode. And 4, used to connect long distance telephony and cable TV applications is also for single mode, and can travel approximately 62.5 miles or 100 kilometer or 10,000 meter. 100,000 meter is in single mode. And the number 6, the last one, is used within a campus network is the multi-mode. So we're done, and we're going to check our activity in this chapter. So let's start and let's proceed to the check this one. So correct, it stated I am successfully matched each fiber optics description to its cable type. So let's proceed to the next activity. So as you can see, we are now here in the last activity in chapter 4 under the data link frame, and the activity 4.4.4.3 entitled the generic frame field. So this is just a part 1 of this activity. So in the instructions, it is said that drag the generic frame field to its correct location on the diagram. So as you can see, we have 10 generic frame field, and we're going to drag it to their correct location on the diagram. So let's start. So I think the first one is the header, to be followed by packet data, and to be followed by the trailer. And in the next row is we're going to start, or the frame start. And the next one is the addressing. And the third one is the type. And the control. There we go. And the next one is the data. And for the trailer, I think it is the error detection before we stop, or the frame stop. So as you can see, the header, packet data, and the trailer. So as you can see under the header, there is like a blue shadows for including in the frame start addressing type and the control, and the packet data with having no blue like a shadows is the packet data to data, and in the trailer which having a shadow a blue shadow, and the error detection and the frame stop is included in trailer. So I think we're done in part 1. So before we proceed to the figure 2 or the part 2 of this activity, let's check it first. So click the check button. So as you can see, it stated that correct. I have successfully placed the order of generic field names in the frame. So we're now going to proceed to the figure 2. Just click the figure 2 below. So there we go. As you can see, same instructions, same activity title. It is just a part 2. So in the instructions, it is said that drag and drop the generic frame field to its description. Now it's term and the description. So we have 5 generic frame to field to its description, and the first one is the contains the IP header transport layer PDUN data. I think it is the data. Oops. And the next one is identifies the layer 3 protocol used by LLC is the type. And the next one is marks the end of the frame is the frame stop indicator flag. And identify source and destination host by MAC address is the addressing. Oops. There we go. And the last one is specifies special flow control services is the control. So we're done, and let's check it also. Just click the check button. So it stated also the correct. You have successfully matched its generic frame field to its description. So I think we're done in answering all of the activities included in chapter 4. So thank you for watching, and I'm hoping you gain some knowledge in this video of mine. So thank you, and see you on my next vlog. Bye!